Well, welcome everyone. This is Jeannie White. I am the producer of this show, Skin is In with Holly Brown, and I am from Passionate Real Talk Radio. And let me introduce you to Holly Brown and Skin is In. Welcome, Holly.
Hi, Jeannie. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So welcome, everybody. My name is Holly Brown. I am the executive director founder of Looking and Feeling Fab, and we specialize in treating skin conditions that result from treatment for cancer. And I'm so happy to have our guest today, Mary Hughes. Thank you, Mary, for coming. How are you?
I'm great. It's my pleasure to be here.
So just to start out a little bit, maybe you could just tell us about your story and how you came to find Looking and Feeling Fab.
Sure. In May of 2018, I just felt a lump. And so my sister had breast cancer, so I always checked myself. I was very careful. So anyway, long story short, the lump ended up being nothing. And because the further testing they did just to be sure of everything, on an MRI, they saw an enhancement. I was told it was like less than 10% chance it would be cancer. So I just figured I was jumping through hoops all summer. But in September, I did get the diagnosis. Shocking experience. That's the only thing I can say. You can't believe it. I'm plant-based diet, exercise every day, yoga, meditation, supplements. How could this happen to me? Kind of thing. But I'll tell you, worse than that was when I got my oncotype score, which is a score they get when they evaluate the genes in your tumor to determine whether or not you would benefit from chemo if you have estrogen positive, which is the kind I had, and if it's early stage, which I had. So I was sure I would just need radiation and the 5-year pill, but I did need chemo, and that devastated me more than anything. I had a really hard time accepting that because I was so concerned about the side effects on my body. But you do what you have to do, right?
Exactly.
So you fast forward. It was a roller coaster ride. I did have side effects. One of the major ones was the dryness in my skin, my eyes, my nasal cavities, rashes, itching after radiation, mild burns, rashes and itching. But in addition to the side effects, it really is something that you have to deal with physically, socially, emotionally, spiritually. It affects everything. And when you lose your hair, and you lose your eyebrows, and you lose your eyelashes, and your face is scarlet most of the time, and you can't eat any of the foods that you love to eat, and you can't work, and you can't garden, and you can't do all the things that make you who you are. For me, I found that it does impact your self-esteem, your self-image. And so it's so important to find things that can help you feel good about yourself. And, fast forward to after treatment, I was introduced to the Live Strong program at the Y, which I would recommend to anyone. It would just
absolutely, I agree.
Builds up your endurance. It was just a fabulous exercise program at the East Bridgewater Y. All the Ys offer it free of charge. And that's where I found you, because they have guest presenters when you're not exercising. And I just clung to everything you said because I was so undone by the fact that these chemicals being so careful all my life that these chemicals were in my body. And hearing you talk about how clean these products are, and all the samples you gave us to try, so you could find the ones that really worked on my skin, or whoever's skin. It was huge for me. It was huge for me because my game plan after treatment was, okay, now this is my plan. I got fabulous care at Dana-Farber at the South Shore affiliate. Nothing but the highest praise for the team of people there. But I had to follow their program, which involved chemotherapy and radiation.
Of course.
So that my program was just healthy, just the best foods, continue the exercise, go to the Y now, which was a new thing, and your skincare products.
So tell me a little bit about what you enjoyed the most when you started the program with Fab.
number one, the skincare products make have made a huge difference for me. Absolutely. The rashes are gone. The itchiness is gone. My face doesn't have that scarlet appearance all the time that it had. It's Christina, I can never say the word. Esthetician.
Esthetician, yeah.
Wrong with that word.
Yeah, it's hard.
She would say that at first my face just wouldn't calm down. That's how she put it. And she said, wow, it's so calm now. I can see when I do the massage and the facial and the treatment that it's calmed down a lot. So the products that I use are fabulous. The other thing is go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to talk. I know that you have some of the products with you. And so maybe we can just talk about maybe one or two, about maybe you could pick your favorites, and we could just talk a little bit about what the product is and why we recommended that particular product for you.
Sure. Let's see if I can get this. God, I've got a tiny little screen in it. Here we go. All right.
Okay.
All right. So this is Hormetic Image.
Yeah, and that's the biopeptide cream, right?
It is, and I use that for a moisturizer on my face. And I can tell you, honest to goodness, I was never one to get compliments on my skin ever. And interestingly enough, after treatment, when you least expect to get it, because I started using your products, people comment all the time.
That's funny.
It feels wonderful. It doesn't clog I have large pores. It doesn't clog my pores. My face feels smooth. It feels comfortable.
So the Hormetic program from Image is used for people who have compromised skin. So that's what we say when somebody undergoes treatment for cancer. We say their skin becomes compromised.
Yes.
And it has a lot of healing properties, good ingredients in it for helping with certain conditions. And where you said you had some redness and some irritation, that would be a great product to help to eliminate that.
It did. So I had natural skin. And my skin feels wonderful.
Good.
Let me see if I can. I'm so sorry. Here we go.
Okay, yeah.
This is the Nani, and this is the Spar lotion. You can use it I use it on my arms after radiation I had burns. I had mild burns. I had a lot of rashing, discoloration, mottling, like an eczema kind of thing happening, and nothing that they gave me helped. And I started using this on it, and completely gone.
Excellent. And that's
the other breast, exact same color.
And that's a great point too, that you came into the program after your treatment. So it's good for people to know that even if you've been through treatment, we can still help you with different residual effects that you may have from treatment.
Yes. And I will tell you that I learned about you after treatment, but had I been given that information during treatment, I would have used all these products. Good. Because what's recommended is just more chemicals. And that was the last thing I wanted to do. So I think I would have benefited greatly from having access to this information while I was in treatment. Too.
Yeah, we talk about how people who are undergoing cancer, a lot of products that are formulated out there, the skincare industry is very unregulated. So a lot of the products that people may recommend for somebody going through treatment contains ingredients that may either interfere with cancer treatment or cause cancer, which is the craziest idea, that you would put a product like that on somebody who is trying to fight the cancer. So that's why we really believe in using really clean, chemical-free products that are yet effective as well. And
that's huge.
Yep. And so we offer a number of different programs. People can go to our website, www.lookfeelfab.org, or you can email me at holly@lookfeelfab.org, and if anybody has any questions about services or how they get started. We talked a little bit about majority of our services are at no cost. And so some people might hear about the program and feel, not that they're not worthy, but feel, they may be capable of paying for the services. So why should I take advantage of the free services? I better leave that for somebody else. And what would you say to somebody who had those thoughts?
Well, I certainly could say that's for sure, but I had no problem at all. I thought it was a wonderful benefit to have. And also, I've been receiving your services for a year, and at this point, paying for product and paying a very reasonable rate for the massages, the reflexology, and the facials. So I always feel great because I feel every time I buy a product from you, I know that is funding people to get the free benefit again. So I feel the benefits that you offer. So I feel like it's paying it forward. So there's that opportunity to clearly make up for the 5 appointments. If someone genuinely felt like that, which I can understand. Another way is you can do a podcast like this to support this organization. Another way is you have fundraisers. You can go to those and support it. You can buy. I have a niece that's a physician in Brooklyn, New York, where COVID was very, very intense. And she said the only thing that worked on her hands, and I kept buying it for her, is the Nani lotion, the Analutan Nani. So I bought it for Christmas gifts, and It's a wonderful product. Everybody has loved it that I've given it to, and I feel like it's enabling other people to have those services that, and I would encourage everyone to take advantage of it.
Yeah, so just so people know, we have a number of different programs. The free program is called our wellness program, where people receive 5 free treatments, and they also receive a full set of products at no cost. And then we offer the charity is set up so that we then offer what's called the Pay It Forward program, so people can continue to receive treatments and continue to buy products at a discount. And all that money goes back into funding the treatment free for other people. So you're right. So once you take advantage of the free program, there's always the opportunity to continue. And any money that we make from that or the products, 100% of it goes into funding the treatments free for other people.
That is really wonderful. And I've missed it with COVID-19. I've so missed my appointments with Christina. I can't wait to get it.
I bet, because people don't realize the impact that it has on people. And when you enter that room, the feelings that you get. And we really try to tell people that it's not about the skin solely. Yeah, we're going to treat your skin and we're going to help you with any issues you have, but we're a support system as well. So this is a place where you can come and non-judgmental and let your emotions go, whether you want to be angry or cry or talk about it, or just be quiet and not talk about it at all. So talk a little bit about your experience with that and how you felt with the treatments.
Sure. Christina, who is the therapist that I see, there are no words to describe how she is such a perfect fit for this, and her level of passion and dedication to working with people who have had the experience of diagnosis of and treatment of cancer, and then the survivorship of it. It's a journey right along, different challenges at each step, but it continues to be a journey in my life now. She understands. She is, and oftentimes when this happens to you, you kind of feel, it's one of those experiences, unless you've been through it, it's hard to really get how it infiltrates every aspect of your life, no matter how hard you try. And Christina understands that. And that is remarkable to me. And I think it's because she is such a great listener. And she understands the field very, very well. She's expert in understanding the the impact of treatment on your skin. She answers every question I have, and I had a million of them. She has a lovely way about her where she just can lay back and step right back from things if you just need to be there in silence. I liken it to when I go to yoga. When you leave your shoes outside the yoga class and the door gets closed, all that exists is life on that mat. You're leaving the outside world. And that's what happens there. It's the same kind of holistic healing approach in that room when I am there. And I would have loved the opportunity, had I known about your company, I would have loved the opportunity to have that during treatment too, because there are sometimes I probably could have made the appointment. I know she has clients that are in treatment, and it's a godsend for them because it is an hour of respite. It's an hour of escape, because that door gets closed and everything gets left out there. And I think that it probably has that effect on most people. I feel wonderful after a massage, so relaxed. The reflexology for my feet is great because I had a little neuropathy after treatment, not a lot. So that took care of that. It feels wonderful. I had the manual lymphatic drainage massage.
Yeah.
I'm very big on doing what I can do for my lymph system after this. And that was wonderful too. That was a great experience. So like I said, after this, I'm going to text her for an appointment now.
So we are all specialized training. So we all, if we're estheticians, massage therapists, some of our practitioners are dual licensed, but we all go through rigorous oncology training to be able to understand the impact of chemotherapy, radiation on the body and how it affects the skin. So we kind of go through all the science of it as well so that we understand what's happening in somebody's body. We do have practitioners that are also manual lymphatic drainage trained. And so what happens when you undergo treatment for cancer, if it is affecting your lymph nodes, some people have lymph nodes removed, and that causes a little bit of an issue when you go for a massage or a skincare treatment, how they move the lymph. So we have people that are specially trained in manual lymphatic drainage to help reroute the lymph flow and really get that jump started so that it's working and flowing correctly. We actually have Christina in school right now who is going to be a lymphedema specialist. So she's having more extensive learning on treating lymphedema and specifics in that area. So we're very happy about that. If somebody was just diagnosed and didn't know what to do, what advice would you give to them?
Oh, that's a good question. I did think yeah.
I know there's probably so much.
A couple of things in mind when you mentioned to think about that. The first is that it is expected and very normal to feel overwhelmed, totally overwhelmed. I mean, I was 65. I was totally overwhelmed. I mean, I have a lot of life experience behind me. Didn't really make a difference. You just overwhelmed. My sister had been through it. So to talk to someone that's been through it's important too, because when she said to me, Mary, you will get to during the dark days when you really felt awful, she said, I promise you will get to the other side of this. There's better days ahead. Man, when she said that to me, I could take it to the bank because she lived it. So it's important to be open to that if you have that chance. I found that one thing that helped me, and again, it's such a unique journey for people, and everyone experiences it their own way. But I found one thing that really helped me was to imagine a healthy future, to just kind of focus on that. My daughter was getting married. I planned all the parties when I was up to it in my head and when I could do it, that kind of thing. And the other thing was quotes. Different quotes meant something to me. So could I just read a quote that really...
Of course. Yes, please.
And I've actually shared this with many people that are in treatment or finished. It's from a book called The Stranger by Albert Camus. And to me, it speaks to the power of the human spirit. I saw a lot of people at Dana-Farber when I was there getting fabulous care who were in much worse shape than I was. And I just watched them, one gentleman in particular. And he left and he gave me a big thumbs up because he knew it was my first treatment. And I thought, power of the human spirit. When I was at the East Bridgewater Y for the Live Strong program, there were some people there that had been dealing with it for 10 years. And I would listen to their story and watch them work out. And I thought, the power of the human spirit. And that's what this is about. This is his quote, "In the midst of tears, there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. I realized that through it all, in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer." That I carry that phrase in my mind, an invincible summer. And that makes me happy. For it says that no matter how the world pushes against me, within me, there's something stronger, something better, pushing right back.
Wow,
and
that's beautiful.
Is you will find your invincible summer. You're going to have days when it's really hard to get a hold of it, but you will have other days where you can, and you will say to yourself, I'm going to do this. I can do this. I can get to the other side. I found my invincible summer. That phrase just really stuck with me.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful. And it is true. And I think that the attitude plays a good piece in it too. And I'm sure there are times where, people get to the point where they hate the world, and that's okay to express that emotion. It's okay to cry. It's okay to laugh and be angry and not want to fight for a day. But
it's really okay to be extremely frustrated with the curveball you got thrown. And it's really, really okay to feel frustrated and angry and down about the fact that you feel so lousy, you can't get off the couch.
Right.
And you can't do all the things that you want to do. And all your favorite foods really don't taste very good. And so I think it absolutely, it's okay to feel all those things.
Right.
I think if you can find the light, if you can hang on to the light, and again, some people go through treatment and really have very minor side effects and continue to work. It's a very unique experience for each person. But for those that are dealing with heavy duty stuff, I think if you can hang on, if you can find that invincible summer and just hang on to the light, you'll get through it.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for all your insight. You've been a wealth of information, and we're so happy to have you as our client. And we're so happy that we've been able to help you and your enthusiasm. And it's just fantastic to have somebody like you on our side. And so I thank you so much for that.
Oh, you're so welcome. And it's well-deserved. Well-deserved.
You.
Well, thank you, everyone, for joining in. We're watching us, basically, Holly. And it was a really wonderful interview. And if you want to hear this or see this again, you can always go on to Holly's page. Your Facebook page is?
Yep, it is Look, Feel, Fab.
Okay. Then they can see it there over and over again. And also it will be on YouTube, on our Passionate Real Talk Radio. Again, I want to thank you, both of you, for coming on and talking about a very important subject. This is Jeannie White, the station manager at Passionate Real Talk Radio and the producer of Skin is In with Holly Brown. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your day. Bye now.
Thank you.
Bye.